Time and resources. They're in short supply, and the need for both feels magnified by the economy, turnover, and labor shortages. Employees and businesses have the burden of trying to do more with less, but is there help hiding in plain sight? For this issue of the Tech Journal, I sat down with Insight CIO Suma Nallapti to find out how automation can superpower the workforce. So let's start with the basics. Automation is a broadly used term. We hear hyperautomation, RPA.
Yep.
Break it down for us. What are the different types of automation?
Yep. Automation is a set of technologies and interventions to help reduce the cognitive load on humans. So it's automating processes that are manual, repetitive, mundane, that cause inaccuracies within business operations. So it's a way to get to operational excellence using technology and workflows designed to help reduce the cognitive load on human beings.
So at the end of a busy day, after typing data entry or doing something really repetitive, I don't have to do that anymore, and
Yes.
the errors are gone.
Yes,
Sounds
it improves accuracy of your business operations more than anything.
Sounds like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Sounds like it can solve a lot of problems.
It can solve a lot of problems. And to break it down, right, so you have robotic process automation, which is a form of the hyperautomation. Hyperautomation is an umbrella term used for all these orchestrated technologies that go into solving for repetitive and mundane tasks within business operations. So robotic process automation is one form where you use bots to help with some of the tasks that are done by human beings. Then you have the intelligent process automation, or AI ops, which actually captures artificial intelligence and machine learning to learn patterns that are causing inefficiencies within your business operations. And then you have various forms like machine learning and AI by themselves that can help with automating some of the most inefficient tasks within your workflows.
Love it. There's a lot of business cases, it sounds like, to apply automation.
It does, and yeah, and especially at Insight, we've been identifying more and more business use cases that are ideal for automation and hyperautomation. We are actually using Sarah, which is our workflow for sales order entry. That's actually saving a ton of money for us within the way it's orchestrating the sales order in an automated fashion.
Let's go back to the employee experience for a moment, because we are in this moment, we keep hearing this term of quiet quitting. I want to ask you, how do you feel about this sort of movement that's happening, and does automation have a role to play in solving this sentiment?
Yep, I have a two-pronged approach. I am very passionate about what I do. I'm in this role because I love my job and I choose to be at a great organization like Insight. So I would never quite quit, because it's work that I love, it's people that I truly respect, it's teammates that I want to be around, so I'm never going to quiet quit on anyone. My advice to people that want to quiet quit, don't do that. Either you quit the organization and find something that you love and are passionate about, or do everything that you can in your power to make your job right. Please do not quiet quit, because it's just not right to your soul, right to what you want to do in life. So I don't believe in quiet quitting. I'm very passionate about it, actually. Automation, again, is going to be augmenting human intelligence. It's never going to take away from humans and what we do, what we bring to the table. So I would look at automation as a way to reduce inefficiencies or improve accuracy, things like that, but it's never going to replace humans. And collectively, we, the automated systems and the human intelligence, are going to help experience human experiences differently, to help augment what we do for our customers and clients and patients and everyone that's a stakeholder of automation. So in my mind, it's absolutely imperative for us to use automation in the right way, using and augmenting human intelligence.
I love that. And you know, the other part of sort of this quiet quitting mentality is people are feeling largely overworked, which is, we feel it. Every company from McDonald's
Yep.
to larger enterprises are hiring right now. I mean, there's a job for anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
There's not enough talent and people to fill those roles.
Yep.
So it sounds like automation, you said, can augment
Yep.
roles. So how is automation sort of helping to solve the lack of labor?
Yep. Again, two-pronged approach in that. have a work-life balance so you don't feel overwhelmed in your job. Again, find jobs or find work that appeals to you, that's meaningful. Then you're going to give it 100% and you don't feel overwhelmed. When you do something you love, you're going to show up in your full authentic self 100% and you don't feel overwhelmed when you have that balance as well. So again, that's a very important component of what's happening around the world is people are so overwhelmed maybe because they're doing jobs that they don't like or just it doesn't appeal to their mind, body and spirit, right? So that's one component. And automation is actually going to help again give more value-centric work, more customer-facing work to humans and take away the mundane from within the workflows, right? So it's going to be a balance between what we do as humans and what machines can do and strike a balance so that we create the most effective user experiences for our citizens, residents, customers, clients, you name it.
Love it. So do tell me, what is Insight doing around automation?
Yeah. Very excited to lead the hyper-automation strategy, again as part of our integrated technology roadmap, which is again looking at IT solutions to be to create operational mastery within Insight, both for us internal business partners as well as our external customers and clients. I would say that we've identified a number of use cases, whether it's in the sales transformation process, whether it's in the commissions process. Finance and accounting is a major use case for us right now. So we're looking at, as I mentioned, Sarah, which is our sales order entry system. We are looking at deploying automation to scale within the use cases that we've identified, and our team is running full ahead with finding the return on investment. Where do we actually optimize? Where do we operationalize some of these use cases? So things are getting a lot more exciting in the automation space at Insight.
How did you even know where to start?
So for us, it truly in the IT organization started with a listening tour, and it started with us doing stakeholder interviews on what's the process or what's the inefficiency within your current workflows that we can use technology to help enable automation. So that's it started with us listening and then deploying the technology rather than the other way around. So we are enhancing and augmenting our technologies as we speak, capabilities, but it starts with making sure that we are very active listeners of what our stakeholders and our business partners are saying.
Love it, love it. You can't automate for automation's sake.
Correct.
So what does automation mean for Insight? What does it do to the culture here?
Yep. We at Insight are very innovative. We love to create things, build new things, and add value to our customers. That's all we do for living at Insight. And for us as an IT organization, we want to be able to build capabilities that are both internal and external facing, as I've said, and we want to be able to drink our own champagne, right? So we're building these capabilities for our customers. How do we use that within our IT systems to gain that operational mastery, that operational excellence, and reduce the cognitive load for our internal customers, which are our business partners? So for us, it's always creating that center of enablement that's going to create capabilities and foundational excellence so that we can add our most valuable resources to customer facing workloads.
Automation was already something we were talking about. You came into your role and you're working on automation projects. What can other businesses learn from our experiences? Who really should be in the driver's seat of automation initiatives?
Every single person within the organization should be responsible for things that they can automate, things that they can improve upon. Automation is a CI/CD, which is a continuous improvement and continuous delivery of capabilities in my mind. So it's everyone's responsibilities. If they're finding tasks that are too repetitive or causing inaccuracies or causing us to go to manual spreadsheets or manual anything, that's a case for automation. So we all need to be thinking for the next opportunity within our systems, because it's all our responsibility to be very automation centric and customer obsessed.
So give me a small use case for automation.
I would say sales order entry, for example. It may take 3 or 4 screens. It may take for a person to be on the call, looking at a spreadsheet and then entering the system, data into the system. So with automation, we can have a bot within the call center itself and then let it actually flow into the system through automatic entry. So that's a very simple use case for automation.
And give me a larger use case. What's the most impactful use case you've seen?
For me, automation came very early on in my CIO experience. When I was at the state of Colorado, we had the most vulnerable populations within Colorado applying for Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps. The eligibility determination for these programs was taking months and weeks. If you can imagine, in the public sector, a lot of paperwork, a lot of manual processes, people spending $5 million just on postage alone to reach out to these consumers. And we used bots, we used the cloud capabilities and the automation tools within the cloud to help orchestrate technologies that sped up the eligibility verification process, and what used to take months and weeks took days and minutes literally, and we were able to put food on people's tables, and that to me is the greatest enabler of technology, and I'm very proud of the work that goes into something like that, because you have a direct impact on the most vulnerable populations.
Yeah, you're literally letting someone know they can put food on the table tomorrow.
Yep, and that's with the power of technology and with the power of automation.
I'm sure that we would love to see automation in a lot more places in our lives to help move things along.
And then we can spend that the additional time we get from that on truly value-add workloads that will appeal to our senses, that will appeal to our soul, and that's meaningful work that drives us forward. So there's no quiet quitting.
So it sounds like a no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer.
What is the challenge? Why don't we see automation more?
I think it's a cultural thing more than anything, right? People are very comfortable with the status quo. So they want to come in and maybe do the same thing because that's what they're comfortable with. And for someone to let go and let a machine do what they've been so good at is sometimes uncomfortable. But we as technologists, we need to be comfortable with the discomfort and let it go, and again, take those valuable resources and put it on something more valuable. So I think that's some of the resistance that we see is a cultural shift, and then people just being okay with change.
It's always the hard part.
That's the hardest part ever, every time.
So as we look into 2023, what do you view as the biggest changes or trends happening in the automation space?
Actually, automation is taking on new and new realms every single day as they find more efficiencies within what the bots are doing, and the machines are learning a lot more as we speak. So I would say cloud's going to be a great technology enabler still, even in 2023, with a lot more capability, a lot more tools, a lot more technology, and I would say it's going to take effect even in our daily household activities. We are seeing that as we speak, with the fridge saying your pantry is empty, or your vegetables are getting are losing their freshness. So you see a lot of that within our daily activities too, so that we can actually spend time with our families more and not worry about the mundane tasks that we do.
My favorite is my Nest telling me that I need to replace my air filter.
Yes.
In Arizona is like
all the time. Yep, absolutely.
I'm curious, do you have any automation hacks in your life that you've embraced?
I do actually. I would say, like, even in my daily life, I find ways to do things faster, do manual things. I don't like doing manual things a lot, so I have everything programmed to my Google Nest, and I just do the voice integration, so I don't even need to go to the thing, and I can be doing other fun things. So everything's programmable. I ask, okay Google, turn the heat on, because we live in Colorado, turn the hallway temperature different, or turn the lights on. So everything is programmable, and so it's automation.
Yeah, we do that with our lights. So
Yep.
every morning, especially in the winter when it's dark, like when I wake up, the lights automatically turn
Yep.
on, the whole house
And then when you
warms
come
up.
home, it's all like
Yeah.
set for your temperature and things
Yes.
like that. So again, finding ways to be more efficient with our time.
So imagine that experience in the workplace where your work setup
Yep.
is nice. And Microsoft Teams, I feel like, is going a little bit about that.
Oh yes, absolutely. Teams is a great tool in collaboration, and all of us having the ability to work on one document in parallel is again like saving on resources, rather than I do something and then send it to you and then, you know.
So as companies and organizations are thinking about their IT strategies probably for 2023, automation is everywhere. It's tied to AI, it's tied to innovation. You mentioned that when you were looking to do Insights automation, it started with listening. What do you recommend or define as a strategy to make sure that organizations can be successful with automation?
As again, we're building the technology roadmaps for the future, it's imperative for us to look at what we need to do in terms of creating more capabilities for the world, right? Whether it's within what Insight does or what our customers of Insight do to their customers, it's a very good cycle in that sense, right, that we are creating capabilities within our technology roadmap. So cloud is going to be a big enabler. Data and automation are going to be central to all of the roadmaps coming in the future. But don't automate for the sake of automating. Look at your business processes and find ways to optimize first before introducing automation, because creating automation with inefficiencies is a sure failure in my mind. But look at your business process, try to re-engineer some of the capabilities and inefficiencies, and then look to automate. So that's the one thing I would say as organizations are building capabilities in the future, to look at things differently.
Start at the pain point.
Yep.
Love it. Is there a task that you wish you could automate? I know what mine is.
What is yours?
I want my bed to be automatically made.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's my biggest pain too. I would say I was actually at a hotel a couple of years ago, and you know, you forget your toothbrush or toothpaste sometimes while packing, and there was this little bot that would literally bring it up to you, to your room, and it was a bot on wheels that had a little tray in its hands, and it would just like it was the cutest thing, right? So it would go press the elevator button and come to your floor, and the front desk person would automate the room number, and it would go deliver, knock on the door and deliver the products. It was such a cool thing, right? Again, when you have a lot of worker shortage, you have a bot that's delivering smaller tasks like, you know, toothpaste that a guest forgot. So
it seems like a simple thing, but you're literally saving someone else from, how many times do you get disrupted in a day for little tasks you didn't plan for?
Yep.
I love that. Have you witnessed, I mean, you mentioned the use case earlier for the large scale automation. Have you personally experienced or seen someone react to a part of their job or something being automated that they then like, oh my gosh, this is awesome?
Absolutely. In several places, especially with accounting and finance teams, when they go through their month-end close process, they're under so much stress. They're working constantly overnight to meet those deadlines. And so when we introduced automation at my previous organization for accounting and finance, they were able to save days within their close cycle. And they threw a huge party for IT once we did that, because they could go to home at a decent time during the financial close, whether it's month end, quarter end, or year end. We were able to cut days off of their cycles.
That's huge.
Huge.
Talk about work-life balance.
Work-life balance, and then, you know, again, they want to do great things within their systems and be also able to go home at a decent time, right? So the party was a huge success where IT and business, we all had a great time celebrating the win of reducing the close time.
I love it. I love it.